Thanks for being with us here on News 12, where local matters. I'm Amanda Bossard, and this is Ask the Mayor. It is a pleasure to be back here with you for the next half hour as we are giving you a unique opportunity to ask Mayor Eric Adams your questions right here on the air. The number to dial is 718-861-6800, and it will be on the bottom of your screen throughout the program for reference. And with that, we are very happy to welcome back to our studios once again tonight, New York City Mayor Eric Adams. A pleasure.
Thank you, Amanda. Good to be here.
Absolutely.
You know, I feel like throwback Mondays. You know, I used to come here for Ask the VP.
And we said it's just like riding a bike. Now ask the mayor. We couldn't have timed this any better because we are coming off of a big weekend in politics with President Joe Biden abandoning his re-election bid yesterday and that announcement he made, and then shortly thereafter throwing his support behind his Vice President Kamala Harris and endorsing her to become the Democratic candidate for president in this upcoming election. You did the same this morning and supported the VP in now becoming the presidential candidate. What did you take into consideration before making that decision?
A number of things, but first, you know, we often look at the political side of this business and not the human side. And if I could just take 60 seconds of just talking about a great patriot, President Biden, no matter what obstacles and hurdles and personal tragedies he had to endure, he's a great American. And we should all be proud of what he has done for our country. And I'm going to tell you, it is extremely challenging to reach the pinnacle of your success and decide, I'm going to step away for the good of the country. And that's what he did. And as long as he was in the race, I made it clear I was riding with Biden. I was not going to vacillate on that. He made the decision. His decision was to endorse the VP. And I think people are going to be really surprised who she is and what she stands for. And I think it is what the country needed at this time. She's a former prosecutor, very public safety conscious, which Democrats take a real hit on not being enough public safety. But she knows how to balance that public safety and justice. And I endorsed her in 2020 when she was running in the primary because I saw something special in her. I saw how I felt that we should be running our cities across America. So this is going to be an exciting time. And that's another thing about it. These are exciting times. You know, we're going to look back on these days and talk about what is happening right now. And I'm just excited about being a part of it at this time.
History unfolding every single day, it seems, as of late. Who do you think should be her VP candidate should she secure the presidential nomination?
She should find someone that she's comfortable with and that's going to be a partner and that could lead at any time, as we see. Any moment, that VP should be able to lead the country during the difficult times. You know, your number twos are crucial. When you look at my deputy mayors, my chief advisor, my chief of staff, any one of them could step into the position of running the city at the time. And that's what she's going to have to do when she decides who is her VP. Can they step in at any moment and run this country?
I want to switch gears and talk a little bit more locally here at home. You had a very busy week in the Bronx specifically, at least 2 big drug busts that happened. I believe last week there was one where about $1 million worth of illegal drugs was confiscated. And then this weekend, the big one in Mott Haven, about $10 million worth of drugs recovered there. That one was different though, because it wasn't the typical smoke shop setup that we're used to seeing in these crackdowns. This was an illegal nightclub that was also acting as a warehouse for drugs. What does that tell you about how the illicit market here in the city is evolving and how officials have to adjust their strategy?
Great question. Both were, as I'm walking in with Lieutenant Rosa now from the Sheriff Department, we're walking into a place that was a normal deli, normal grocery store. We went into the back and you saw mushrooms, which are hallucinogenics. You saw concentrated powder. You saw cannabis. You saw pre-rolls. Right here, this was a deli. And we would not have discovered this if it wasn't for the community residents. And this was the partnership. The community called and gave us a tip, and we were able to go and act upon that tip. And so when you look at this establishment and then go to the establishment that we saw Sunday morning around 1, 2 a.m., I was there with the team. We saw in that establishment $10 million, as you stated, large quantity in the back. It was an illegal nightclub, and we found the shotgun that was there inside the premises at the same time. Let me tell you else what we found. We found, remember those machines you use when you go into the meat market and you pull off the numbers when you wait for your turn to be called?
Yes.
There was one in the location. So that only shows you how busy the establishment was. Over 70 calls for 311 to that location.
Oh, wow.
It became a blight to the residents of that community, and by the team shutting it down, it really sent the right message. And it's so important for me to go when we do these shutdowns so I can do an observation and come back with the team, because it needs to be a holistic approach. You have the NYPD, the sheriffs, DCWP, the Commissioner of Department of Workers Protection, everyone coming together to do this. This stuff is laced with God knows what. You don't know what's in it, the toxins that's in it. People think they're getting a discount, but this is a real problem. They are targeting our young people, colorful Skittles packaging, edibles, all of these terrible things, and that's why we are serious about closing. We closed down over 645 illegal establishments, millions of dollars in fines, and millions of pounds of items that we took out to prevent them from being on our street. And now we're seeing the legal cannabis market is starting to increase because we're going after the illegal ones.
And it goes to show just how crucial those community complaints
without a doubt.
are.
The partnership is, people want to live in safe communities where their children are safe. And we don't want our babies going into cannabis shops, getting edibles. And we know what cannabis does to the development of a child's brain at an early age. And I speak to my teachers and educators, they're telling me, Eric, our children are high all the time. They're self-medicating themselves. You know, we get increase in depression, increase in suicidal ideation. Social media is coming at them. You know, my son is in his late 20s. I don't know how parents are doing it right now with, you know, preteens and teens. I take my hat off to parents. It is a challenge raising children right now.
Whatever we can do to help guide them in the right direction.
That's right. And that's why we, as a city, we need to be there to give that additional support.
When we talk about our kids, I think one area that we've been talking about a lot lately is beach safety here in the city. Lifeguards, a big topic of conversation. I know at last check you said we had about 800 lifeguards on staff right now. And then in light of certain tragedies that have happened, I'm thinking specifically Coney Island last month, where we lost 2 sisters after hours when lifeguards were not on duty. Some elected officials are calling for an extension of beach hours where lifeguards will be present. Your thoughts on whether or not that can become a reality, given the situation we're in right now?
And think about it for a moment. And we do extend the use of the drones, and we do extend other methods to keep swimmers safe. And it broke my heart going to the funeral the other day. The large community from Ghana was there. And I mean, these 2 young girls, you know, lose children in that manner is just devastating. Then we lost the 2 young people in Queens as well, in Rockaway. And that's why we really want to commend the governor. I joined her last year, I believe it was, when we talked about pools and swim safety. We want to continue to expand on that. And I understand the desire of extending the lifeguard hours. But is that the right message we're sending? The right message should be that, hey, the rule is don't swim as the lifeguard is there. If we extend it to 8 o'clock, that's not going to stop people from coming at 9 o'clock. If we extend it to 9 o'clock, that's going to stop people from coming 10 o'clock. The goal is to be solid on the rules. Let's hear the hours, or here are the times that you should swim, and let's really lean into that and make sure that people are following those rules. Because you should not even be swimming in locations where you don't have lifeguards. That is so important. Now, Commissioner Daughtry, Deputy Commissioner Daughtry, has really elevated our drones and using our drones to protect our waterways as well, and to discover shocks. We've been able to identify several shocks, and so we want to do everything that's possible to teach our children how to water safety and to protect them throughout the summer.
And where are you at with the lifeguards right now in terms of staffing?
We're more than what we had during last year at this time, because we looked at some of those rules. You didn't have to be an Olympic swimmer to guard the kiddie pool, for God's sake. And so we were able to bring in more recruitment, $1,000 bonus. So we did a lot of incentives, and that's why you see the numbers the way they are. Okay,
Mr. Mayor, stay with us because more conversation continues right after this. We are going to be taking your calls. 718-861-6800 is the number to dial. Ask the Mayor continues here on News 12 right after this.
Get your local New York streaming now. Every Thursday, take a road trip with News 12. From beaches to parks, amusement centers, and local festivals,
here they feed you just like your mama would.
News 12 takes you along for the ride as we search for the best summer activities and getaways across the tri-state area.
Your adventure awaits.
Don't miss Road Trip Close to Home, Thursdays at 7 and 9:30 p.m. only on News 12. Get the latest headlines on the News 12 stories that could impact your day, delivered right to your inbox. Sign up now. To sign up, just scan the QR code or go to news12.com/newsletter now.
Get ready to live life better.
Join us every weekday on News 12 for Be Well, where we'll help you discover the latest ways to reach your wellness goals.
From health to food to finance and everything in between.
We'll share life hacks, expert advice, and even show you easy, effective 4-minute home workouts.
Watch Be Well weekdays at 9 a.m. on News 12.
And start to live life better.
You watch your favorite shows on Roku, Apple TV, and Amazon Fire TV. Now you can watch News 12 too. Scan the QR code to learn how to add News 12 to your channel lineup for the most local news, weather, traffic, and more. Now available to stream. News 12. Local matters. Ford Thunderbolt 12 keeps you updated in all weather conditions.
Doesn't get more local than this.
The damage is severe.
Flooding, that is where the concern is.
Turn around, don't drown. Expect to see lots of trees down, flooding, and power outages.
Snow, sleet.
Severe weather coming in tonight. The rain is starting to fall. Thunderbolt will be out on the roadways tracking what we're seeing out here and keeping you up to date.
Ford Thunderbolt 12 is on the road for your safety. Every Thursday, take a road trip with News 12. From beaches to parks, amusement centers, and local festivals,
Here they feed you just like your mama would.
News 12 takes you along for the ride as we search for the best summer activities and getaways across the tri-state area.
Your adventure awaits.
Don't miss Road Trip Close to Home, Thursdays at 7 and 9:30 p.m. only on News 12. Get the latest headlines on the News 12 stories that could impact your day, delivered right to your inbox. Sign up now. To sign up, just scan the QR code or go to news12.com/newsletter now.
Whether you're looking for relaxation, adventure, or a taste of the good life,
Nothing beats summer on the East End.
let's go.
Explore the people, places, and personalities that make up Long Island's East End. From farm to table fine dining to casual seafood shacks, Hampton's hotspots to charming North Fork villages. The East End's not just a destination, it's an experience.
Join us to see what makes summer so special here on the East End.
Watch the East End, Saturday and Sunday mornings at 9:30, only on News 12.
Welcome back to Ask the Mayor here on News 12 with none other than New York City Mayor Eric Adams. Already so much ground that we've covered in this conversation. And I think time now to bring in some callers. We have Carl from Brownsville on the line waiting tonight. Carl, thanks so much for calling in. What's your question for the mayor?
Yes.
Great to have you, Carl. Go ahead whenever
Thank
you're ready.
you. Yes, first of all, I want to say thank you, Mr. Mayor, for endorsing Vice President Kamala Harris.
Okay.
And that's a blessing right there. And second, I want to say you're doing it. You did a great job. I mean, you just got to get, and another thing I want to ask is, a lot of people, they have it on they was talking about the Reese houses, and they was talking about the water, how the water is brown in Reese houses, and they say every time they call the complaint center, the 707 number, that nobody come out to do anything about it. And people talk about how much money they got to spend to go get water just to take showers, not showers, but baths, to cook their food, to wash their hair. So what can you do about that? Or your staff can do about that?
Carl, which houses are you talking about?
Jacob Reese houses in the Lower East Side.
Okay, I've been there on a number of occasions and actually drank the water myself, and ran the water, and so NYCHA is very big on making sure the quality of water, and we have some of the best water in the entire country, if not the globe. And if anyone has a specific problem with their water, discoloration or something like that, we will be more than willing to have someone go out there and to inspect. And if there's someone who's listening to the show now that they have a particular issue with the water, please reach out, call 311, and someone will get out there and inspect it as needed.
Mr. Mayor, I feel like Carl's story is something we hear so often. Just a few weeks ago, we were talking about elevator outages at NYCHA complexes across the Bronx that were preventing seniors from being able to get to and from their homes during the extreme heat. Compound it with Carl's experience in the water. How do we make the necessary, really big infrastructure changes that we need to our public housing?
Let me give you a number. $80 billion. The federal government has abandoned NYCHA. We're not getting the resources we deserve. They have an $80 billion capital problem. So what did we do? We went to Albany, and for the first time, we were able to do what many people try, and that's the NYCHA Land Trust. And now residents are voting to see if we could free up billions of dollars to finally start doing some real repairs in NYCHA. And we did something else. We included NYCHA in our housing plan. Never done before. We're doing it. And we're giving every resident in NYCHA high-speed broadband for free. This is how you add money in the pockets of New Yorkers as is needed. And we're also doing a local hiring initiative that when we give city contracts, certain contracts to those outside entities, they have to hire within NYCHA or in those low-income communities as well. So we're zero focus on NYCHA.
A lot to look forward to for those tenants.
Yes.
Great. Let's get to another caller on the line. I believe we have Marta joining us from Co-op City. Marta, thanks so much for your call, and go ahead and ask your question when you're ready.
Okay, thank you. Hi, Mr. Mayor Adams.
How are you, Marta?
I'm good, thank you. My question is, we have a lot of trucks in the periphery of Co-op City area, and I noticed that there's also campers in the area as well. And I wanted to know if that is actually legal and allowed.
No, Marta, they're not supposed to be parking on the streets. These are these large trailers you're talking about, correct?
Trucks. And it's over by the MTA, the Express Bus Depot, which is on Tillotson Avenue.
Okay, so let us check it out. We're getting ready to roll out an entirely new initiative. I have been receiving calls in the Bronx and the Queens, the Laurelton section, where these large trucks are parking and just taking up parking space and just creating a quality of life issue in these communities. We went out there, did some towing, but we get ready to roll out a new initiative that I'm really looking forward to using, where, you know how you put the boots on cars? We're going to do something different with trucks. We're going to be covering their entire front windshield, and they're going to have to pay to get the item removed. This is a new initiative that Deputy Mayor Banks is introducing, and we believe we're going to start making a real impact on some of this illegal truck parking.
Looking forward to seeing that rollout and then tracking it happening in the Bronx and hopefully helping Marta. I do believe we have one last caller on the line. I want to get to Dennis from Marine Park. Dennis, thanks so much for calling in. What's your question for Mr. Mayor?
Great. Well, a number of months ago, the mayor said that he was going to get rid of all these abandoned food sheds that are outside these restaurants. And as of now, I don't believe he's done one of them. I'd like to know what's going on.
Okay, Dennis, hang on the call, because if you telling me I haven't done one of them, I need you to come out and watch and see the ones that I've done. You need to come down to City Hall and travel with me. Then I want you to go back to the community and say, I'm sorry I said that about the mayor. In fact, I do like the mayor. You know, if you have an abandoned shed in your area, let us know what it is. Call 311. And this is so important for all New Yorkers. If you see something, say something, do something, and let us go and address it. So if you have an area, a place where you're seeing an abandoned shed, let me know. Like, people call me and let me know about encampments. They let me know about dumping zones. That's how we communicate, and that's how we get stuff done. And so I want to go and look at those sheds that you're seeing in the Marine Park, and we're going to rectify that problem over there. Is that a deal?
We taken down.
We're going to take it down if it's abandoned. Okay?
All right, Dennis heard it here first. And then, Mr. Mayor, real quick, because
Yes.
the permanent outdoor dining program is currently in its rollout phase
Yes,
right
it is.
now.
It is. And the licenses go out, or the application goes out, because the legal outdoor dining that's not abandoned, we're going to allow the inspections and the proper use. But we are removing abandons. We have removed a substantial number of abandoned. August 3rd is the deadline.
Okay, looking forward to that. And stay with us. More conversation continues right here on Ask the Mayor right after this.
Whether you're looking for relaxation, adventure, or a taste of the good life,
Nothing beats summer on the East End.
let's go.
Explore the people, places, and personalities that make up Long Island's East End. From farm-to-table fine dining to casual seafood shacks, Hampton's hotspots to charming North Fork villages. The East End's not just a destination, it's an experience.
Join us to see what makes summer so special here on the East End.
Watch the East End, Saturday and Sunday mornings at 9:30, only on News 12.
You watch your favorite shows on Roku, Apple TV, and Amazon Fire TV. Now you can watch News 12 too. Scan the QR code to learn how to add News 12 to your channel lineup for the most local news, weather, traffic, and more. Now available to stream. News 12. Local matters. Ford Thunderbolt 12 keeps you updated in all weather conditions.
Doesn't get more local than this.
The damage is severe. Flooding, that is where the concern is. Turn around, don't drown. Expect to see lots of trees down, flooding, and power outages.
Snow, sleet.
Severe weather coming in tonight. The rain is starting to fall. Thunderbolt will be out on the roadways tracking what we're seeing out here and keeping you up to date.
Ford Thunderbolt 12 is on the road for your safety.
Get ready to live life better.
Join us every weekday on News 12 for Be Well, where we'll help you discover the latest ways to reach your wellness goals.
From health to food to finance and everything in between.
We'll share life hacks, expert advice, and even show you easy, effective 4-minute home workouts.
Watch Be Well weekdays at 9 a.m. on News 12.
And start to live life better.
Get the latest headlines on the News 12 stories that could impact your day, delivered right to your inbox. Sign up now. To sign up, just scan the QR code or go to news12.com/newsletter now. Every Thursday, take a road trip with News 12. From beaches to parks, amusement centers, and local festivals,
Here, they feed you just like your mama would.
News 12 takes you along for the ride as we search for the best summer activities and getaways across the tri-state area.
Your adventure awaits.
Don't miss Road Trip Close to Home, Thursdays at 7 and 9:30 p.m. only on News 12.
Welcome back to Ask the Mayor with New York City Mayor Eric Adams. We were just talking about, before the commercial break, removing some of those abandoned outdoor dining sheds, and you were able to get some updated numbers on how many?
Yes, because Dennis felt we didn't take any down. We took 2,300 down. 2,300. So he may have some in his area. We're going to have, I'm gonna have the local patrol to just see in that area, Marine Park, but we removed 2,300.
Hopefully next time we're talking with you,
yes,
a different
get sheds
tune.
down. Get sheds down.
Lovely. I want to get to another caller who we have waiting on the line, Yvonne from Highbridge, joining us here tonight. Yvonne, thanks so much for taking the time. And what's your question for the mayor?
Yes, Mayor Adams.
Yes, ma'am.
I would like to know, why isn't the city giving us garbage bins free for the first time?
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of us can't afford it.
Yeah, and Yvonne, what we're looking at, number one, we made sure the person we made the deal with, because we have a large volume, to bring down below retail costs for the bins. That's number one. Number two, it's an investment in your property, because if you hate rats like I hate rats, having a bin is rat proof and is the best thing we can do. And number three, we're trying to look at how we can go with seniors and extremely low income New Yorkers, how we can even drive that our discount more. We haven't figured it out yet, but that's our goal. But when you spread it out throughout the entire city at a low rate, we don't have to raise your taxes, something that we have not done since we have been in office, and we don't have to take it out of taxpayers' coffers when you spread it out. And so that's why we're charging below retail, an investment in your property. I have a bin at my house, and it was one of the great investments that we have. Those plastic bags are the all-you-can-eat buffet for rats. And you may not have heard it before, I hate rats.
We have heard it loud and clear, and we're working at it. As you've gone on in this effort to really containerize a lot of trash, starting with some of our retail businesses and now really going on to our residential units, any impacts you've seen already that you can share?
Without a doubt. And by November, we're going to containerize 70% of our garbage. This was the last, one of the last horizons. And then we're going to go to those large buildings. This is amazing for our city. They said it was going to take 5 years. We're doing it under 3 years.
And we are going to be there even before November, in September, for that rat summit. We'll be following up with you then. Mr. Mayor, a pleasure. Thanks so much for your time, and thank all of you for your calls tonight. Have a good evening.